and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is us once again. It is the Saturday Night Wrestlemaniacs. I am the People's Choice Don Rodriguez. To my screen right or screen left. This Brady Bunch thing is always crazy. You got the big guy KG, and down below, lighting up a big one, is the Nubian Sumo. Welcome back for another Saturday. We made it through another week, able to wake up this morning and go through the day all so we can look at each other. I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse, but either way, we are here. What is up, gents?
I'm alive.
Not too much.
I'm alive. I would say alive and well, but I'm 6 feet above ground, so I'm all right.
Hey, can't ask for anything better than that. Sumo, what you got drinking? What you got smoking?
Oh,
what's going
down? We in a new era now. I'm just smoking and drinking. You want to know who I'm smoking and what I'm drinking?
Yeah, we need this new era information here.
Pay me.
Ooh.
Did he say pay him?
Pay me.
Well, I guess we'll never find out, ladies and gentlemen. So, Nubian Sumo will no longer be telling us what he's drinking and smoking because, yeah, ain't nobody paying him.
Job Squad.
J-O-B.
Pin me.
In the kind words of Jim Cornette, fuck you, pay me.
Speaking of Jim Cornette, you know there's an online campaign, and KG may be already thinking about this, to get Cornette in the Hall of Fame. What say you?
I say he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Agreed.
He should have went in the Hall of Fame when Midnight Express went in the Hall. Well, Midnight Express not in the Hall of Fame. Rock and Roll Express went to the Hall of Fame, but he should go in along with the Midnight Express.
Not separately?
Yeah, of course, separately. He should be double. He should go in double.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe. Yes, definitely. As a manager on his own, because he did a lot of work for WWE on his own as a manager. And then for all the tag teams that he's been involved in, Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express, Heavenly Bodies, the new Midnight Express, that piece of crap, the work he did with Yokozuna, the promos that he did, the shoot promos that he did at one time, if nothing else.
Shoot, I would say if nothing else, the Hall of Fame class that he helped guide to Dusty to finish up. The prototype, John Cena. He had Brock Lesnar in his early days. He had what was it, Leviathan, which was Batista. He had Randy
Sheldon Benjamin.
Charlie Haas. I mean, that OVW CM Punk, I believe, for a brief moment.
He was there for a moment, yeah.
Yeah. We wouldn't have current WWE as we know it if it wasn't for Cornette working with them before they decided to transition and make the Performance Center and NXT as we kind of knew it in its beginning stages. Seth Rollins, all those folks passed through Jim Cornette, and then went to Dusty, and then it's almost like you went to middle school with Cornette, and then high school with Dusty, or finishing school with Dusty, and then there you go. Rocket ship and opportunity was ahead of him. So yeah, I agree with it. Hand over fist. Now the question is, who would you say should induct Jim Cornette? I know that's a tough one. Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. That's a tough one. Outside of maybe the Rock and Roll Express.
I mean, they could. I mean, it was the Rock and Roll Express that asked Cornette to bring them in.
Right. So I mean,
I would say of anybody, first choice should be Paul Heyman.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That'd be somebody he would respect to bring him in as well. And Paul wouldn't.
As much as they don't like each other, they do respect each other.
Yeah, I think it's more so Cornette likes Paul, especially at his older age now. He's just playing a character. Even listen to his show. Some of it, I believe is a work, and he's giving his opinion, but some of it, I think he's still playing the character. That's just my opinion. On some people, other people, like when he's talking about, what do you call him, shit stain? What's his name? Say it again.
Vince Russo.
Yeah, Russo. Yeah, I believe that's natural.
Oh yeah, that's a shoot. That's for a shoot.
Yeah, that's extra natural.
That's definitely a shoot.
That's 100% USDA grade A. He hate him. But yeah, I could agree with Paul Heyman. Like I said, the Rock and Roll Express could still do it. Maybe this would be a great opportunity for the Undertaker, because he did see him as the mark for a good bit.
Yeah, but even the Undertaker says he's a Paul Heyman guy. He's like, actually, Undertaker's the first Paul Heyman guy.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's riding the wave. He's just out there. He's Mark Callis at this point. Undertaker when need be. But, that would be a great way to give the Undertaker moment without the Undertaker having to do anything, too crazy. He would just bring in Cornette. That'd be interesting as well. Cornette after the year after Paul Heyman. And you start the same way with Cornette giving his address. That'd be pretty interesting. I don't know if they'll give him as much time, but you got to give Cornette time, to be able to do his thing. You can't give him 5 minutes and say you out. That won't work.
Too bad New Jack's dead.
Yeah, that'd be funny. That would be funny. Put them both in the Hall of Fame at the same time. Paul Heyman would induct New Jack for sure. But just, that's some interesting conversation there. We've got more. We're getting closer and closer to the true speculation and road to WrestleMania. As, believe it or not, this year has gone by so fast. We are, a month and 14 days maybe away from Thanksgiving, something close to that. Can you believe that? We've gone all the way down to, the middle basically of October. This year is almost over. Less than 100 days to Christmas. Get your shopping done now. And we are about to enter, for us in wrestling terms, the true proper road to WrestleMania. So first segment I wanted to bring up to you guys was something interesting that came to me last night.
Hold on.
Oh, KG has something. Hold on. You got beef? You got something? You want to talk about
No.
You got lean on something?
I was going to say something because you came up with the term and you gave the credit of "fuck you, pay me" to one Jim Cornette, and I tend to disagree.
Okay.
One of you lovely children, can you ask Mom to step into the studio for me, please?
Uh-oh. By request?
What is going on?
Because, that is the 4 words we live by in this household is "fuck you, pay me." And I think it's blasphemous.
That means a little different when it's your significant other, though.
No. But I think it's blasphemous to give Jim Cornette that credit. And now stepping into said studio is my lovely wife, Lovey, my lovely wife, I can't even get it out. It's a tongue twister. But Lovey, the words "fuck you, pay me," because even if your house burned down, you got to pay Paulie his money. Fuck you, pay me. And then when you can't pay another dime, you can't do anything out to get any money back, you bust the joint out. So you got to give that to one Henry Hill from Goodfellas. Can't give that to Cornette. Sorry.
Well, I'm giving it to Cornette because it's wrestling related, and I heard him say it, so I know where it originally came from.
I'm just glad nobody's going out to start hooking. As you know, I thought that's what you say.
That's what you for.
Oh shit!
See, there you go. Why you got to be that way?
I'm just saying, you the only one that did the strip club tour about 2 years ago.
I mean, ladies want what they want. I can't help that.
Going down to Atlanta to Swinging Richards.
Hey man, nope. I went down there and was like, "Hey girls, y'all want to see that jangling? I call it jangling because of jangling.
They got a blue oyster down there too.
No.
Oh yeah.
No.
It's called Swinging Richards.
No.
I don't know if it's still open, but there used to be a club down there called Swinging Richards, and it was Blue Oyster. But then there were some other ones.
Ask Sumo how he know, because he was the bouncer.
Triples.
He was responsible for two things: bouncing and a baby oil.
No, neither.
Yeah, okay.
Neither.
Slip and slide means a whole new thing back in the day with the Nubian sumo.
No, sir.
That's all I'm saying.
The lies you tell.
Ain't no lies. Slip and slide. Baby
lies that would come out your mouth.
You was over there making sure you was hitting up Eckert. Wasn't it Eckert?
No, that's beyond me. I don't know nothing about no Eckert.
You was hitting up Eckert hard, boy.
That was you.
You and Boonyong. Boonyong was ringing you up all the time. And Boonyong is a real person. She's a nice lady.
You and that McCurcone with that prolapse you got.
No, buddy. Don't be trying to pass the buck on me, baby. Or you were slipping and sliding all up in that club. Looked like a daggone Waterfest up in there. But either way.
That was your interest music. That music from Police Academy.
Nah. Yeah, we know.
Yeah, that was you, but that was your interest music right there. Yes, sir. Coming to the stage.
Hey, man.
The men's choice.
Oh, God.
Men's
Hey, you had one job at the club, Sumo, and that was to make sure you wipe off the mirror and the pole. And make sure the little dispenser in the bathroom, the men's bathroom, was restocked. Well, then again, technically, it only had one bathroom, which was the men's bathroom. But you made sure you did your job well. I will tell you that. It wasn't until you left Atlanta that they went out of business, because nobody's going to go to a messy bathroom. Nobody's going to hang out. You made sure the minors didn't come in.
Wait! You said messy bathroom. Who was the what's the proper term? Who was the latrine technician, or if you're in the military, the latrine queen?
I don't want to point fingers, but only one person in this triangle is down below.
Damn, bro. Well, hold on, because fun fact.
Yep, it's still pointing down. Yep, no matter which way you go. That
Fun
bottom
fact.
part of that triangle. God dang.
The People's Choice Don Rodriguez used to make
that pyramid scheme.
So we can't.
You getting that pyramid scheme money, Sumo? Is that what you're getting? That pyramid scheme money? Is that what you were doing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I believe it.
Can have no clue.
Can we talk some wrestling now? Because I'm tired of going down memory lane. Because once I go down memory lane,
you used to have me cleaning bathrooms too.
Once I go down memory lane where the Sumo had to be after work, you know what I'm saying? He get finished cleaning up in the sports arena, then he got to go ahead to his gentlemanly job, to make sure that the night was good. Was that Stand By Me or something? In the night. Yeah, that's what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me see your ID. Make sure you don't make no mess in the one bathroom we got. Which one you got? Men's.
Hey, Sumo, I'm gonna tell you something. He chuckling about it, but I can think of a particular night when he had me do something that was that wasn't cool, man.
What you talking about?
That night somebody missed the toilet, and we was just like, "What the hell we supposed to do in this?" He was like, "Get a spray bottle, try to spray it off and spray it in the toilet," but we not cleaning that.
No, no.
He was like, "We're not cleaning that. Call maintenance for."
I did back in the day, boy. It'd have been a misunderstanding. You come to me with that. No.
No. When he said get a spray bottle, he was like, they missed. But he was like, what's on the floor?
Oh, I know what you mean.
But they left the nugget on the seat. And he was like, just kind of like hit the stream with the nugget and see if you can knock it in there. He was like, just try to knock it off and let maintenance clean. He said, we're not doing that.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Okay.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that time. Y'all remember more about.
Imagine you doing that. Him.
That was way black in the day, right there. Way black in the day. So maybe we could discuss some wrestling, allegedly. If it's all right with y'all two. So
you the one went off on the tangent.
How they go off on the tangent? You the one over here. You the one over here dropping names, talking about where you used to work, having flashbacks of former employment. You know what I'm saying? Your bathroom duties and all that other stuff that you had to do. I did not open that Pandora's box at all. You was all the way down there living, the incognito life, La Vida Loca for real. Down there, gentlemen, you know.
Rodriguez, you don't have to turn on the red light. It's not over. You don't have to say your body to the night. Rodriguez.
We know who's at karaoke all the time. I can tell you that much.
Hey.
Well, how many standing ovations did he get from?
You don't care if it's wrong or if it's right. Yeah. Rodriguez.
That's a lot of standing ovations from the lower kind. I can tell you that much. He was entertaining.
Hey, he'd get a standing ovation from me because as long as he wasn't singing Tennessee Whiskey at karaoke, I'm good.
Oh, God. Actually, his number one song was The Nights the Lights Went Out in Georgia.
Oh, wait, whoa. The hell you just say?
I hate the song Tennessee Whiskey.
You need to be shot for shit and killed for stinking, saying some things, some blasphemy like that.
Hold on. Understand me.
That's one of the greatest songs in the world ever made.
It is, but it's been worn out to the point you go to karaoke, somebody always jump up, and it's always one of us. Oh, I'm gonna do a country song. Oh, what you gonna sing? I'm gonna do Tennessee Whiskey. Do you know any other fucking country song other than Tennessee Whiskey? Do you know any George Strait?
Yeah, they know Beyonce's.
Do you know any Conway Twitty? Do you know any Alan Jackson? Do you know anything of those things?
I can leave out Garth Brooks, man.
Garth Brooks, Billy Ray Cyrus. Shit, do you know anything else other than Tennessee Whiskey? Nobody knows anything. Oh, I love country music. Name 5 country songs. Well, you got Tennessee Whiskey by so-and-so, and Whiskey by this one, and Tennessee Whiskey by that. Bruh.
And you know who the greatest country artist is of all time?
You better not say Beyonce.
Dylon, and Clinton Dylon. Greatest country artist of all time.
Is that before or after the Baby Oil?
Well, I don't know. At that same point, they were singing country whiskey.
No. See, if you're gonna sing, if you're gonna go to karaoke and you're gonna sing country, I see the sparkling little diamond on your hand. Oh, it's plain to see that you
started
already got a man. See, you got to pull out that Conway Twitty, boy. You
don't know about that. Man. That's before your time. Who's playing Conway Twitty around you in DC? Was that did they make a go-go remix of that?
No, they didn't have to. See, I listened to Conway Twitty as a kid. My sister turned me on to that. She was like, Conway, and then of course watching Family Guy, Conway Twitty, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Conway Twitty. That was great. You can't do it.
Well, respect for your country game.
Oh, don't. Now my favorite, thanks to John Thompson and the John Thompson Show, is 5 o'clock somewhere. Alan Jackson and Jimmy Buffett.
Okay.
And Papa Top. Those are my two favorite songs. And no matter where I could be somewhere, if I'm in a coma, if y'all play Papa Top and I hear that
you in?
Papa Top again, I'm up. Let's go. I've got time for one more round. Set them up, my friend. I'm waking up out of my coma right there. That's how you wake me up out of a coma.
Well, now that we know.
See, the difference between me singing and him singing is I can make mine wrestling related.
you ain't know they was in the Hall of Fame? They gonna be both of those songs are gonna be on WrestleMania's theme music. I guarantee you, night 1 and night 2. Watch.
You know how I can make mine wrestling relevant?
Go ahead.
The song I sang was sung by who?
I don't remember what the hell you sung.
I sung Roxanne.
That was sung by Sting. Sting. There was the Police.
No. Fun fact. Sting the singer actually tried to sue Sting the wrestler for the name.
Yep.
And lost because Sting the wrestler had the trademark on the name. So ever since that, so the settlement was since Sting the singer was getting famous on his own outside of the Police, Sting, instead of making Sting the singer change his name, Sting the wrestler is charging Sting the singer $1 every year that he uses the name.
Beautiful. And they actually get along. They actually like really, really cool friends now, right?
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool with each other. But then again, Sting the singer is actually sued P. Diddy for using the song "Every Breath You Take"
Yep.
as a sample without his permission. So now Diddy has to pay
Sting
the singer
$1.
$5,000.
$5,000
a day.
A day in perpetuity.
So basically, he's making $4,999.
Right.
Because we're gonna have to give $1 to Sting.
Exactly.
Vicious cycle. So, ladies and gentlemen, what have we learned from that? Make sure you only use about 15 seconds of somebody's song. Because anything more than that, you may have to pay.
And give permission.
Well, Paul Heyman got it. Well, I guess that was early days of Napsters and all that too. So, or just use a VPN and be on TikTok or something. That way they can't come after you. Allegedly. So, moving back into wrestling at some point. Let's talk about after 25 minutes of whatever the hell brouhaha we just got into. I recently went on a journey. I was doing some investigative reporting and took my brew to AEW. And last night took my brew to SmackDown. So I wanted to take some time. We've been talking about, the conditions of WWE versus AEW and all that stuff for quite some time. So in the arena that we was in, I believe it sits maybe about 8,000 if you're using the entire bowl, upper and lower and middle, and the proper floor setup. Pretty close to that. So AEW, if you can imagine, you're normal. You got 3 rings: upper ring, middle ring, lower ring. Used half of the oval. Did not use the top. Used the 2 lower and the middle ring. So not a full house, not a full allotment of space used, which I guess was kind of smart. Attendance started to pick up, as you saw if you looked at our Sideline Junkies TikTok towards showtime. You saw Tony Khan at least 4 times, maybe 5 times when we were doing the oh gosh, was it collision taping, and then also right before Rampage, started, and then after a couple the first dark match of the night. So you saw Tony a lot. The crowd was pretty excited. It was a good crowd, I would say. Nothing crazy. My kids enjoyed it, which is always my barometer. If they enjoy it, I feel like I get my money's worth. It was good. The wrestlers and the performances outstanding. So there was no issue with the performance. Production value in reference to lighting, there wasn't that much on the rigging and everything else. Most of the light was on the entrance ramp. They did not use the Jumbotron for playing video at all, so some misses there. But overall, I mean, it was a good show. The kids enjoyed themselves. That was their first ever live experience. Good crowd. It was heavy, but we got in the arena pretty quickly. So, it wasn't as ridiculously busy. Merchandise was on average. The average t-shirt was just $40 and up. There may have been a couple $25 specials, but that was the average. The belts were, I think from 5, 6, 7, and maybe there was an 850 belt, replica belt that you could purchase as well. So a little bit more on the expensive side for the merch, depending. So that was AEW. Overall, still good experience, but it still left a little bit more as a guy that when I go to these events, after being to so many of them out of the Baltimore arena, the just going there aside was fine. I've been there so many times. Like, okay, where's the lighting? I'm looking at where the camera guy is. Where's the hard cam? How many people are, doing the spotlights? Where's the rigging for this? How is this happening? When are they making transitions? I'm looking at things just from a production value standpoint. So that's where AEW was lacking. Now, last night, taking the kids to the WWE experience, first and foremost, it was a surprise. But when they saw how many people were outside, I was like, holy heck, there's a lot of people. So I'd say it was double the amount of people that were there, with the WWE using the upper, the middle, and the lower. There was maybe only 15% of the upper that was not at the stage that was covered. So they used, about 80% of the arena. I was getting worried at first. I'm like, it's SmackDown, we're getting close to the 7:30 start time. Where's all these people at? But, as we started to get closer and closer, it filled up. Now, the interesting part that I didn't even plan for was that this is the first SmackDown after Bad Blood. With all the hurricanes and stuff going on, nobody really traveled. So that meant that we had all the SmackDown folks, dark match with Braun Breaker and main event Jey Uso, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan. We were getting Raw, top people, plus the SmackDown people, plus Epic one first in a lifetime, history making with 4 African American women vying for the women's tag team championships at the same time. That was already momentous. Plus we had Naomi. That was a lot, and Carmelo Hayes. That was a lot of blackness in this week's SmackDown. Cody did the dark match up against Dominic Mysterio, and he was there for a while doing, there's no exaggeration that Cody is there for a long time signing autographs. It's like at one point as we were trying to exit, I'm like, yeah, this dude's got to be tired of his theme song by now. But production value wise, if you go to our TikToks, we'll be having the WWE experience is what we're going to call it, to where you can see from my vantage point what it looked like for everybody to come out with all the entrances, to see the production value, the lighting, You know, it was full rigging. Everything was just spot on. They used the jumbotron, so that way there was, you know, in my arena there was no bad place anyway. Pretty much, there was good seating everywhere. Everybody had the opportunity to watch and experience. My kids, you know, for the first time, AEW let me down. There was no pyro, none. WWE scared the shit out of them. Cody's entrance and that Rumble box blew their mind. Roman, when that first pop hit, man, the only thing I was missing, I was like, man, I wish they would do the pyro at the entrance, but they had a hot start with Jimmy Uso coming back, rightfully so, considering that this is coming off of Bad Blood. But, you know, they got the works. They got excited. You know, kids lost their minds when Rhea Ripley showed up and Bianca and everything else. So, you know, in their comparison, they both enjoyed both experiences, but the rock star experience landed on the WWE side. So, you know, you'll see a lot of messages out there where they're talking about, oh, you know, AEW attendance is down, looking like, you know, late or early 2000 WCW, you know, stuff like that. I mean, yeah, there's some challenges, but the production value and that atmosphere, if they could solve that, that would also help get them back in line because it makes it more of an experience that people want to come to. So take a look at our TikToks and you'll be able to see. I think, KG, is it also on the Instagrams as well?
It is on Instagram.
So,
I haven't even uploaded all of them.
Yeah, there's a lot. But I mean, the AEW stuff is there. So you can see the AEW couple of videos there, and then you can see the comparison. I will say this, man, Jey Uso, I know they're leaning towards them coming back, but I'm hanging up the concept of the Usos becoming a tag. That guy is like so over. It's disgusting. So over. That crowd lost. I mean, we all lost our mind because, you know, like, well, I guess it's not going to happen because if you saw SmackDown, you'll understand. If you didn't see SmackDown, I don't want to spoil it for you, but you know, it didn't look too good for any help coming to Roman and Jimmy. Let me just put it that way. But then when he came out after Braun Breaker called him out, it's like, what? Then it made sense. Everybody was there anyway. Might as well give us a special dark match in addition to the announced dark match of Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio. And also shout out to Alicia Taylor. She did a hell of a good job, you know, coming from SmackDown. It was my first time seeing her live as an announcer. And also, ironically, my first time seeing Bianca Belair live. And yeah. So what's your thoughts? I know you guys have seen the video. It's been a while for the AEW one, but do you have any impressions or just seeing what I saw on my vantage point?
No, I mean, I watched the show as of last night. It seemed like it was a great show. I mean, you picked a good one to go to if you want to go to one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good show. I just wish they had that women's tag team match go longer.
Yeah.
The fact that it's so much to interrupt it with the interruption at the beginning and then the way it ended. Yeah, it was. I just wish that match had gone way longer than it should have. But,
I will say
it did,
with that,
but
KO showing up and sliding into the ring, you had to have been like laser eyed noticing him for that, the way he came in, because you know it just showed up. Like, what the hell? Where did KO come from? So they did a good job on just working those type of things in. Kind of like was it our next point, KG? I think it's the next point with the WWE as well. Actually, no. Well, we can skip to that one. We can skip to the last one with the risks.
Well, can I give my thoughts on your vantage point first?
You can. I was going to get there. I'm just saying we can skip to that one, and then I was going to let you talk, man.
Please, man, you don't show me no love. Sometimes I wonder.
I can't see you.
Well, I mean, you know the screen, so I mean, you become forgettable.
That's cold, brother. That is cold.
Cold-blooded.
You ain't saying Your face ain't on the screen. I mean, come on.
Well,
Out of sight, out of
I was trying. From your vantage point, though, it looked like you just had. It just looks like you always have great seats.
This time wasn't planned. For where we were, I will say, AEW was the cheaper seat. So
of course,
we were middle bowl, lower for the $20 special. And the only reason why I went for the $20 special is because there's a lot of them. So when you start multiplying 20 times, close to a double digit, ain't nobody got time for that. Where I would say for WWE was $30. So it was up high, but where I was, they don't really have a bad seat in the house. But we were pretty much dead center ring, opposite camera side, hard cam.
I remember at one point in time, you could sit along the rail for $50 at a WWE show. This is what early mid 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
When they would come to at that time MCI Arena, it was $50 to sit on the floor. And I'm not talking you got an obstructive view. I'm talking about great view.
Yep.
Now, I mean, these just for SmackDown. This is when they were recording SmackDown on Tuesday. So,
yeah, they about $750 now.
Yeah,
because you got to get your experience seat. Commemorative. It was an ugly commemorative chair this time, though. I will say that it did not look good. I have to take that away from them.
But looking at what you did, and how you did it, you're able to see everything, and it was the videos alone were just so clear. Good job on all your videography. You get an A in videography this week.
I appreciate that.
But I am a little jealous. I will say that, because if I'm not mistaken, Nia Jax was in the building last night.
I tried to do y'all some justice. I gave you a little something.
So I'm
jealous. It was a whole bunch of melanin going on that show he just talked about. He had four of the top 10 women in WWE. Well, actually, melanated or not, you had most of the top 10 in WWE on that show.
Yep. Yeah, there's only one that wasn't there, but she was there because she was at a food bank, and that was Bayley. Only one that wasn't on camera.
But production values always go to WWE. I think the only reason why people clown AEW for having empty seats or cover seats, I think AEW in a certain aspect, I think that they outkicked the coverage. They tried to go to arenas and sell out. I mean, now when you're doing Stadium Stampede, but we were doing that during COVID, so nobody was there. It was just in a stadium. So that made it cool. But when you try to go to arenas and you're trying to sell out arenas when you're just getting started, no, man, chill.
But they had it at one point, though. They I'd say that first year, you had Jericho, a healthy Kenny Omega. They had a lot of talent that they were working through that enabled them to hit some big arenas and do some things. But now, I agree, they need to be playing like the college arenas, something a little bit more intimate. They can't go to DC. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, they can, because they can go.
I mean, they went there, but they're not.
They can go to the Mystics arena out in South.
Yeah. There you go. What, the Sports and Entertainment Complex? That was
they can do that. They can do that in Landover. They can do the Mystics arena in Southeast. Hell, if I had enough money, to be quite honest with you, I would actually rehab the Astrodome and hold wrestling shows in the Astrodome, because the Astrodome seats what, 60,000-70,000. Man, I redo that whole roof and do nothing but wrestling shows there every 2 weeks. Somebody coming through for a house show or something. I guarantee you'll sell out, because that's the heart of wrestling country.
Yep.
the Midwest. But you know,
Sumo, do you think they should outside of when we're out of football season after the Super Bowl, just exclusively be at Daly's Place until football kicks back off?
Well, they don't necessarily have to stay in Daly's Place, but they need to go to smaller venues. It doesn't make any sense for them to go to a bigger venue, like you said, and be a third full when they could go to a smaller venue and be full.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to Atlanta. If you go to Atlanta, don't go to Phillips Arena. Go to Center Stage.
Right.
You know, if you go to Charlotte, don't try to go to where the Charlotte Coliseum to where the Hornets play. Go somewhere like the Grady Cole Center or something like that. There's smaller venues that would hold like 3,000 to 5,000 that look good. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Dorton Arena in Durham, North Carolina. And for those that are wondering or remember Dorton Arena, WCW and the NWA used to go there all the time. That was like one of their mainstays.
Right.
You know, and it holds like 5,000 strong, and it's built for pretty much a wrestling venue. So, I mean, it doesn't hurt to go to these. It wouldn't hurt them to go to some of these smaller places. They just want to be able to say that they were in a bigger arena, so they can say that. But I mean, production wise and just perception, it just looks bad.
Yep.
And you come north, go to New York, go to the Nassau Coliseum. I remember WWE sold out Nassau Coliseum, and that's only 16,000
all the time.
They were doing that for the early SmackDown shows.
Mm-hmm.
You only went to Madison Square Garden for big shows, but if you were in New York, you did Nassau, and then you might come down and go to New Jersey and do something. What was that?
Or go to Madison Square Garden, but don't use the actual big arena. Use Hammerstein.
Yeah,
there you go.
Well, MSG they always did on Sundays anyway. If they were going to do it, MSG was going to be the Sunday show, and then I think they've done it a couple of times. Done Hammerstein on a Saturday or something like that, and then the big
like 2,300 arena. Why not? It's small, it's intimate, but you'll have a full house instead of trying to cover up seats and hide the fact that you only got 2,000-3,000 people in a 16,000 capacity arena. It's
right.
Stupid. It's a waste of money.
Play to your audience. Now, it's not saying that AEW has a bad product, because AEW has a great product. It could be better, but this is AEW to me. If we're going to use it in sports terms, AEW is like the Dallas Cowboys of wrestling. Great product.
Mm-hmm. Huh? I was going to say a good team, but
yes, great product, great people on the team. But the head of the team is just a stubborn jackass at times and won't let the people around him that know more guide the ship sometimes.
Yep. Like I said, my kids, the issue was not that with AEW. Even my daughters that don't watch wrestling, literally just scoff at it like whatever. Was all jumping up, standing up, invested. They pop when they were supposed to pop. For moves and stuff like that. It's like, oh my gosh, they really enjoyed the show, which is why I didn't mind spending the money to take them to a WWE event so they could see the comparison and a Rockstar event and still enjoyed it. So it's not the superstars and the wrestlers. But
go to Columbia when they go next week.
Hey man, this was a grip. No, we're good.
He got to take a break.
I'm not going to take a grip plus a 2-hour drive. But I will say this though, and this was also something interesting. Well, two things that are interesting. After Rampage was done, we probably lost about 25% of the crowd. So just imagine that. That was already a lot. And then again, that's why we had TK come out twice. So that wasn't a lot. So with WWE last night, we maybe lost 10%, I'd have to say, arena wide, that left after the show ended. So that'll tell you, and that's before the surprise, because Braun Breaker was going up against one of the members of the LWO for speed. So they had 3 minutes, actually about a minute and 20-some seconds. That's how long it took them before that spear, to start making their way down before he called out main event Jey Uso, and then that music hit. But also, the second thing is WWE, solid 3 hours. Started at 7:30, ended about 10:30-ish, with Cody, like I said, probably being there maybe another 25 or 30 minutes, just signing autographs. AEW, we got home at midnight. Everybody was tired. And it started at, I think, about 6:45.
So if it started at 6:45 and you got home at midnight, how long was the drive to and from the arena?
I live 15 minutes away.
Okay.
With traffic.
So 15-minute drive home, you got home at midnight. Were you upset that it didn't end till you didn't get in till then? I mean,
I haven't been to, at that point, I hadn't been to a show in quite some time. The last, not toot my own horn, but it's pretty cool. The last time I went to a show was 2014. And that was the one where I caught John Cena's shirt. So that was the last time I went. So, 4 hours plus, I was just happy to be in a wrestling environment.
You still got it?
He's
it's up on the wall. Absolutely.
Last night.
Framed on the wall.
Because I was going to ask, like, did you wash it?
Nope.
That thing is still on the board right now.
I had it folded up in a bag, and my sister gave it to me for my birthday. She had framed it, and it's still hanging up, man. Only thing I need to do is put the ticket with it, but I don't want to open it, so I'm going to have to maybe just slide it in there. And a picture of me, because you can see me grabbing it. So I took a picture of me grabbing it and then put that with it. But so that 4 hours, I didn't mind, because it was a lot of wrestling. I mean, I was tired because just like, man, this is a lot of wrestling, match after match after match, and I get it. What'd you say?
I said the pants you wore that night you had to throw out because they were full of spudge, wasn't it?
No. But maybe what I wore last night when Nana came out and Rhea came out and Bianca came out and Jade came out and Last Legend came out. I was like, golly. But last night got home, good time. Everybody was excited. We just sat back and chilled because internet was out. And actually, no, the internet had just came back. So thanks to WWE, they put the internet back on because still dealing with Helene and stuff like that. So we had lost internet for a couple days again, but the internet was back on. So that was something else that was pretty interesting, as well as the longevity or how much time it took versus how many people were still there for the after show pop, plus the announced dark match that they called the main event. So that was the experience. I'm not going to say, which one was better because they were different. I will say, that the better production value is the machine of WWE. And you can, like I said, take a look at our socials and you can see from my vantage point, we know what it looks like on TV, but, the production value and the imagery that you'll see from my vantage point in the stands, they all look pretty damn good, pretty cool. Walking out with the pyro, the lights, the lasers, everything was it was a great presentation. And that's, I guess, that star power level that maybe if AEW goes to an intimate setting, like I said, if they do Daily's Place for half the year, they can put that level of production into it and save some money and then tour on the major important dates. When they need to go overseas, they've got the budget, for those type of things. But also, speaking of budget, let's talk about WWE taking some production risks. Like I said, KO came out of nowhere. Triple H was smart enough to infuse a lot of storylines into SmackDown last night. But the biggest thing I wanted to get y'all's opinion on is what happened between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes that was taped dark. It was fan driven. What did y'all think about that? I mean, just open up your socials and be like, what the heck? And it was nowhere on WWE produced, WWE.com or whatever their socials were, did not have it. They were showing video from other people that have recorded it, that were outside just watching the experience.
It's a work.
We know it's a work, but I'm saying
this smart because WWE
it is smart.
Yeah, this is not on any of their programming, and you got to look at it and you got to say, hey, this right here is a smart way to go. You can tell it's a new day because something like that would have been scrubbed from the internet under VKM.
Mm-hmm.
With Triple H, TKO, and all these guys run, they like, no, this is what we're going to drive everything through because this right here, some people believe that was real, that him and Cody really got into it. And he really kicked Cody's ass. Somebody was like, oh, man, look at how Cody covers up. Like, this is out of nowhere. This is not supposed to happen. And we getting it all. And I'm like, I don't know. But okay, you feel that way.
Yeah,
but
just think about that.
This is great.
How many people stand outside of the arena just looking for a glimpse to get a signature or a high or something like that? They're there. Shoot, I've been there. I know y'all have been there too. At some point, back then I was with a portable camera or a disposable camera. That's right, is what we called it at that point. Just especially in Baltimore. I got off the bus for Mick Foley. He was just walking outside at the Baltimore arena. Back door. There's no way I could not take advantage of the fact that Mick Foley is right there. Just literally a pane of plexiglass away from me. So just utilizing the fans at that intimate level, that's genius. And they've been there the whole time. Can you imagine what we're going to go into with the first ever Triple H run Royal Rumble? I'm not even worried about Survivor Series. We'll just push that out the way. The first Royal Rumble under Triple H. The first, what normally comes? Royal Rumble, is it Armageddon? Or no, Fastlane. Isn't it Fastlane still?
Yeah, I think it's Fastlane.
Yeah, so the first Fastlane leading into the first two-night WrestleMania under Triple H. If he's already doing this in October, imagine what he's going to produce for us for WrestleMania. So what's your thoughts on, is there anything else that he could do outside the box that would just be like, man, that's just crazy, and why didn't we do it before?
Bring back evening down matches.
No.
That'd be everybody too at that point. That's called social media for them at this point. You want to see that? Just go ahead and scroll through everybody's social.
You try to bring back Me Too and speaking out. That's what you trying to do.
Well, I mean,
it's bad enough Triple H is going around talking about he don't see color and he don't see gender, and
but you know why he's saying that, right? You do realize why he's saying that.
Yeah,
it's a compliment.
First of all, but yeah, I mean, it's a good point.
It's a way to deflect because people saying that, oh, he's racist and he's just like Vince and he doesn't let black wrestlers shine and wrestlers a minority and da. And he has to say that because it's a bunch of idiots. I'm in a group, and in this group, they don't do nothing but they bash Triple H about everything. Oh, he brung Sexy Red out. Oh, you bring the most ghettoist thing out, and this is not a representation of black culture. We're older. We understand that, but he's trying to go after the younger demographic. He may not like he may not like her at all. He may like her as a person, but as a musician, hell no. And I don't know anything about her as a person. So I can't say I like her as a person because I don't know her. But as a musician, she's not my cup of tea.
She brings that demographic. She brings those eyes to the product.
So does Cardi next year.
Same thing with Cardi B. Same thing with Logan Paul. Same thing with Bad Bunny.
Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll. They bring eyes to the product.
Shoot, they had Killer Mike. Remember Bad Blood?
Yep.
Yeah.
You had most of Atlanta turn out for that. But see,
without Chili, the one person that's been there every single year. No Chili from TLC.
Yeah, but I think she said she was on another. She said there was something else that she was doing. She wasn't even in town that day. So
maybe her
otherwise
son
she
was
would have
there.
been.
But nobody's seen her. I don't know what her son looks like. He was probably there though.
But that's having to defend yourself by saying I don't see gender, I don't see color. I mean, okay, I get it, but he shouldn't have to defend himself like that. And I'm not saying that as a fan. I'm saying that as a person.
Well, I think you needed to
let him put butts in the seats. Let him. Everything's a calculated business move. It has to be, because the bottom line is the bread. Without the bread, we don't have none of this shit.
Yeah.
Without the bread, and the lights ain't on.
I think the problem, KG. I think the problem is what his response was with "I don't see color," because the flip side of that is the proper response. Cody was asked the same question, and he said that originally he was talking to Brandy. He was like, "Hey, I don't see color," and stuff like that. And Brandy looked him up and down and told him, "Well, then you don't see me and the struggle that I go through."
Yeah, you don't see my experience.
Right. And that changed him, A. And then B, he also had to think about he has a biracial child.
Yeah.
That is going to go through, because she's a lot more on the darker side.
And he's
Colombian light.
So I mean,
Yeah. And that's what I was getting ready to say, because Cody, come on now. I don't believe Dusty loved everybody. Dusty rolled with everybody. Dusty could fit into any circle. Right? And I believe Cody does that. Cody can fit into any circle. But when you have somebody in your corner like a Brandy, you have somebody in your corner, that can say, "Hey, you can't say that." Who's in Triple H's corner that he can say that's close enough to say to him, "Nah, you can't really say that," because that means you certify what I go through.
That's the issue.
My struggle.
That's where I can get with the people that were, scoffing at what he said. Because, like I said, I believe that he is booking the right way. And, sometimes not everybody's going to be there, but you cannot say, "I don't see," because then you negate. "I don't see gender," then you negate. If you don't see gender, then y'all shouldn't be, "Hey, this is the first time women have da-da-da-da." Like, well, that sounds like you see gender then. So, I think it was just bad wording on the response. But Sumo, what should he have said? If we're given, the identification that he should have said, I understand the situation or the question, but what should he have said? How should he have answered it to show that they are trying to utilize everybody as best as possible?
I mean, there's nothing he could have said other than that. I mean, because that's his experience. I would expect him to say something like that because that's his experience. I wouldn't expect him to say anything different. For him to say anything different would be a lie. And no point in lying to us about anything. I mean, for him to come out and say anything different, you could probably see, you'd probably be able to see through that. So for him to say what he said was appropriate for him, but it was just bad to say. Mm-hmm. It's just the way it is. It's just the situation needs to be changed. It needs to be better in order for him to say something different and meaning.
Yeah. But then also, we have to own up to our part, in my opinion. When those doors are there and those opportunities are there, we need to do our part and kick them down and explode them out. So that way, we can make sure that what we are producing is through the roof. Case in point.
And not saying that every pay-per-view has to have a black presence in it. I mean,
right. I mean, if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense.
The wrestling business is still a good old boy network.
Oh yeah.
So,
until we run one, and I don't know if there's one. There probably is run by us.
No, there are independents out there that are pretty much totally black run. black black wrestlers in it with some minority presence. When I say minority, not melanated.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, it's still a good old boy network. It's still going to be that. It's going to be dominated by that at this point. But it's just a matter of some type of representation at some point. Because I mean, you don't have that many. They're doing well on the women's side. I mean, the women's side has plenty of representation. The men's side, other than New Day and
Carmelo
Truth,
yeah, Carmelo
I mean,
R-Truth.
Carmelo
Lost Bobby Lashley.
Well, yes, you don't have Bobby Lashley anymore. So I mean, you know, it's just hard to do. You'll probably end up having Obafemi move up at some point. Hopefully, he get rid of that bop that he's doing to get coming to the ring.
Got it. It's getting over. It's getting over.
No, whatever.
The only one, like I said, you know, I could see the bop getting over and being fine. My issue is Trick Williams is going to need something a little bit more than the intro.
Well, Trick's doing fine.
Like Trick Williams, he just needs something
doing fine. Trick's doing all right. Trick is doing okay in NXT, doing what he's doing. I mean,
I agree, but think about this: Keith Lee was too.
True.
Until he got Vince McMahon.
Not saying that that would happen to Trick Williams, but Keith Lee, most of his persona was the intro.
It wouldn't happen. You know why it wouldn't happen? Because the same person that was running the show when Keith Lee came up and he won both titles on that Sunday night. He appeared on Raw, clean shaven, totally different character. He totally different aura from what he had the night before. You changed him in less than 24 hours. You go from white hot to ice cold in less than 24 hours because they changed you instead of just letting you ride that wave. They ruined Keith Lee right then and there. And let me not even say Vince McMahon ruined him. Then they saddled him. Oh, we had this wrestler one time and he was a black guy and we're going to call you Bearcat. No! Leave it alone. What they did in NXT got them over. Continue with that because you built that. You made it.
Then he did his wife the same way. Why do we need to change Mia Yim to Michin? For what?
Because what the youngins say, you got to be locked in. He wasn't locked in. He wasn't tapped in. He didn't have his finger on the pulse like he once did before. And I said it around the same time. I said it's time for Vince to go because the game has passed him by.
Very true.
That's all right. He'll be doing the same thing to AEW here in a minute.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll see. Because actually, isn't Wrestle Dream today?
Actually, Wrestle Dream is right now.
No, maybe Sunday.
It's going on right now.
So
it started at 8:00.
Yeah. Notice we're here, and it says in a React show, so that would tell you how vested we are in Wrestle Dream. Sorry, but
Vince McMahon
a lot of those matches
not to come out to
pretty much know what's going to happen. Maybe they could surprise us with something, but yeah. So let's talk about this then, because we're getting close to that wrap it up time. This is what I want to know. This is the topic that I couldn't wait to get to with you two gentlemen. Work or shoot, The Rock out of WrestleMania 41 after him just showing up at Bad Blood with the 1, 2, 3. Tell me your thoughts, because I'm like, what the heck, and how's this happening?
This will work.
So
they want to make it. They want to make some type of surprise. They don't want him. They don't want it to seem like, yeah, I'm coming. I'm going to be there. and then they just don't know what to do with it yet. They don't know they don't know what direction they want to go in. Or do they want to do Roman and Rock? Do they want to do do Rock and Cody? Do they want to do a tag team again? Some kind of tag team, a 3-way? They don't know what they want to do. So keep him out of it for right now, and just bring it back up whenever they feel like they know what they want to do, toward closer to what they're going to do.
Let me ask you this: what would your thoughts be? Is if during a Royal Rumble, say maybe around 15 or 16 entrant, The Rock comes out. At that point in the ring, and this is because other matches are already tied up, you have, let's say, Jacob Fatu. So Jacob Fatu's in the ring. You got The Rock in the ring. And then after that, you may get Tama Tonga. Or actually, no, Tongaloa. We'll do Tongaloa. Tama Tonga may have a single match against Sami Zayn or somebody. Who knows? But you've got 3 people of the new bloodline, quote unquote. And those 2 help The Rock towards the end of the match win the Royal Rumble. So The Rock would be in the Royal Rumble unexpected. But they would actually help The Rock when it's down to the last 4. They're not in it probably at that point, or the last 3, but they somehow magically show up and help The Rock because there's no disqualification. So if they jump in there and toss the person out, shoot, the feet touch the ground, there's not too much you can do about it. But The Rock ends up winning the Royal Rumble thanks to them. How would you feel about that leading to The Rock being able to make the decision on who we will face at WrestleMania? And that's how he would go in to him versus Roman.
That cheapens the experience.
Versus Cody.
Yeah, it would suck either way. I mean, I'm not really looking forward to having The Rock involved at all, unless it's in Survivor Series, like I've been talking about.
Yes,
but
I can see that.
The Rock's presence at WrestleMania is unnecessary, in my opinion.
You don't think we need to finish that story?
Not at WrestleMania.
That's the loose end. Cody's done. He's got his story finished.
Is it really?
Well, his OG story, yes. His backstory, yes. Now we're going into his villainous story, but you need the backstory to set up for every good villain. But we still don't have the button sewed up for Rock versus Roman, which was the original plan before they got Cody. Cody was just a gift that year, remember? It's like, oh, snap, we can get Cody back into the fold. Let's make a play for it. But before that, it was Rock and Roman was the plan.
But we didn't get Rock and Roman when we wanted Rock and Roman. Nobody really wants that, really. Nobody.
Well, when we wanted it, we could have got it. We could have got it.
We could have, but Vince said no. We were supposed to have Rock. We were supposed to have Roman and Rock 3 years ago.
Yeah, but would it be the same Roman 3 years ago?
No, it wouldn't be the same Roman now, but still.
Now, I'm not talking about now Roman. I'm talking about 3 years ago. Roman was just beginning his championship reign. He was not at the level that he is, by last year's WrestleMania. He was not there.
Yeah. He needed the rub.
No, he needed that time. That time helped him, even through the Thunderdome era and everything else. That time gave him the opportunity to hone his character.
But when the match was supposed to happen, he needed the rub.
So yeah, then he needed the rub. Yeah.
Yeah, when the match was actually supposed to happen, he needed the rub in order to build himself up to main event status, and then get the time in.
Right. And then, a nice little pandemic happened. But, so I still think it's a work as well. I hope it's a work. I just want the story to be finished, and then we can let The Rock do
they just don't have a direction to put Brock in. So instead of being hurried, I mean, no, there
is one direction.
There are at least 3 different directions he could go.
No, that's one direction that he can go in that would make sense, and that's the Hall of Fame.
Right, but he could also go. The whole point of it was supposed to be him and Roman battling for head of the table. Big cousin versus little cousin. Who's really the tribal chief? And that seemed to get lost in the shuffle.
Because of Cody.
Right? Maybe when it comes back as more along the lines of, I like what Sumo said with Survivor Series. That's great. But when you work your way up to WrestleMania, you got a lot of work to do. Like, you got to really put in work from now until right up to WrestleMania, trying to craft the story. Now we're talking November, December, January, February, March, April. That's 6 months. That's a lot of TV time. That's a lot of promos. And if you get promos from The Rock, you get The Rock doing, ringside commentary, things like that, vignettes, that could possibly work. But he's going to have to put a little work in the ring somehow, some way, and he can't do it because you're cheapening the legendary status of The Rock by having lackeys. Even though the man's damn near 60, but you're cheapening the legendary status of The Rock by having lackeys, i.e., the little cousins, do all the work and the heavy lifting. That's not going to work. So you're going to have to figure out where The Rock is going to be able to steamroll everybody by himself.
But wouldn't that be the concept of the final boss?
There we go. Hey, what about this new age screw job? Rock, let's say if it is a shoot, Rock is in that Mania 41. Solo goes into the Money in the Bank match and wins Money in the Bank. Whatever situation happens, let's say if Roman is the champion at that point, Solo runs down to the ring when Roman's vulnerable, and you think he's going to cash it in. But instead of passing the briefcase, he waves to the back, and out comes The Rock. Solo gives The Rock the briefcase, and The Rock cashes in on Roman and becomes champion.
And that is very, very, that's like dollar store-esque.
You don't like
that? That's like, and that's not even dollar store. That's Dollar Tree-esque.
But that's a new age screw job. That's like the Bigger Poke of Doom.
Nah.
No different.
Don't you just
Andre the Giant and Ted DiBiase.
Right. But what you did was not saying that The Rock is bigger than Andre. Not saying that at all. But what you're doing is you're cheapening the legendary status of The Rock. He's never had to go through any means like that to become champion.
But he's a final boss.
Which makes it even no. Let's think about this. Rock's first championship, how did he win it?
Put the sharpshooter on who was that? Who did he put? I can't remember. Was it the Boss Man? I can't remember who he put the sharpshooter on, but he went through the Highway to Hell tournament and wound up winning. Or was it man?
I thought it was because of Vince.
It was because of Shane.
Yeah, he joined the corporation at the end of it.
Right.
And it was like the faux Montreal screw job. Vince came out there, ring the goddamn bell. And everybody like, what's going on? They jumped in the ring and they hugged. Yeah, that was Highway to Hell. What was that? Deadly Games. That's what it was. Or was it Deadly Games or was it Highway to Hell? It was one or the other. It was one of those tournaments.
But still, I mean, first of all, the whole final boss concept is set up around Survivor Series, and what I've been saying. He's going to end up being the person that's pulling Solo's strings. And he's going to be, and if the things work out the way I think they are, he's going to be part of the Survivor Series match.
Right.
Well,
So,
I can see that.
Now, after that,
to the championship, clean.
Yeah, how does that get him to the championship? Championship going into WrestleMania. Does he have the solo match against Roman? Or does he have a championship match against Cody? I mean, that's part of what the 1, 2, 3 thing is, because who did you have in the ring at the time he did it? You had Roman, you had Cody, and you had Jimmy Uso.
Jey Uso.
Jimmy. Jay hadn't come out yet. There was Jimmy.
Yeah.
I know they're twins, but get it right.
But see, that's the conundrum that Triple H is kind of. I wouldn't even call it. I would call it a whip, because The Rock has too many options, and they need to narrow the storyline down.
That's why they're saying I'm not going to be at WrestleMania.
They have to bump out Cody. Cody has to be bumped out, and they have to bump out Solo. They alluded to that last night. You know what I'm saying? Well, Roman's saying, "Hey, I understand you got this brotherly thing that I don't get, but I'm the tribal chief, so I got this beef." So whose beef is trumping against Solo? They've got to clear the line so that way it's The Rock versus the champion. If the champion is Cody, then it's The Rock versus Cody. If the champion is down the road, that's why I was thinking the Money in the Bank and pass it, so that way you have time to get the belt back on Roman for the cash in. And if he's not going to make 41, then 42 is a lock, because you've got Roman versus The Rock without Cody and Solo need to be in the mix, because you've got more opportunity for them 12 months from WrestleMania. You can spread things out a little bit more. You've got deep into Netflix. You're a year deep into Netflix at that point. You know, you've got opportunities. But I don't know. I mean, one thing I will say about the road to WrestleMania is they never disappoint with some excitement and some surprises. And, well, we can rule out the Saudi Arabia part, because we know that's not going to mean anything. That's just a show. No disrespect, but we know that's not going to have implications.
It's an exhibition.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, it's an exhibition. I mean, it means nothing really means nothing in the canon of WWE. It's just something. It's just this is that show is a show that's run by the Saudi Arabians.
Yep.
That's why they bring in Goldberg back into the fray, because the Saudis like Goldberg. Whatever their fascination is with him, I don't know, but for some reason they like.
They're nostalgic, but we know that means that Goldberg will be at ringside. I expect Goldberg to cause the DQ, and we have no clear winner between those two. That being Gunther and Cody. That's going to be.
It'll be a winner.
No,
there will be a winner.
If you have Cody,
and he's going to be. I'm telling you up front right now. I'm telling you, there's going to be a clear winner between Cody and Gunther, and it's going to be clean.
I think they need to have, Gunther pisses off Goldberg. You have the DQ, which the initial match ends in DQ. And then you have the match start again, because somebody's got to win a championship. But one of the two, Goldberg or Gunther, is a little bit more worse for wear after getting a spear from Goldberg. Or maybe he spears both of them. And then you have the winner, to where you have a middle person plausible deniability. So you could say, well, if Goldberg hadn't speared me and interfered in the match, I would have won. Gunther could use that if Cody wins. But I think if Cody beats Gunther, that is going to take some of the light out of Gunther for his IC and his legacy. for right now.
That's why I'm saying Gunther's gonna win. Gunther's gonna win clean. Gunther's then going to antagonize Goldberg in some way to get him into the ring, and then they're gonna go at it after the match is over.
So you're saying they're gonna have Gunther beat Cody clean, to which
Yes.
Gunther only has one common finish: the chokeout.
It does not hurt Cody to lose that match in any way, shape, or form.
I think it does. If he loses
How?
to Gunther, Roman's got you lost to that bum.
Right. My point exactly. It does not hurt. It does not hurt Cody to lose that belt. I mean, to lose that match.
Not in popularity. No, I'm just thinking.
Right.
Going into Mania storyline.
It doesn't matter. Like I said, the the crown jewel goes outside of the canon of WWE. Anything that happens in Saudi Arabia has no relevance whatsoever in what happens in the main canon of WWE.
No, I think in this new age they gotta address it. You can't leave that out there into the wilderness. You gotta address it.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't like this Saudi Arabia stuff, and that's another topic for another show. I know we don't have time to talk about it, but
yeah, we got time for one more thing.
Even being in conversation, I don't like it.
Yeah, I think the Saudi stuff is going to start becoming canon in certain times of the year. This time of year, it's got to be too close because they've still got to build for Survivor Series, and it'd be stupid not to use this as a building block. It's too close to WrestleMania to not use this as a catapult. And like I said, a DQ to a restart, nobody lost the initial match. The restart is suspect, because of interference. You've got plausible deniability. Everybody still comes off with, a good sense of strength there. But I see James's point too. I'll watch it. We'll see what happens, and then we'll talk about it. But the last question before we jump off, this will be a quick one, is NXT cool again? My answer, yep. And I haven't watched a full episode of NXT in quite some time. But what they're producing on a CW, man, it's 2 weeks of TakeOver. That's all I got to say.
NXT is lost steam.
You said it's lost steam?
Yep. Lash Legend went to SmackDown last night, man. They lost Lash Legend.
No, they didn't lose. They didn't lose Lash Legend. They didn't lose.
She'll
be right back on NXT this coming Tuesday.
Okay. I don't think there was ever a time that NXT wasn't cool.
What? Sumo.
Yeah, that's cap right there.
Yeah, extra cap.
I gotta talk like the kids now. That is cap right there.
The moment we went from the black and gold to
left the black and gold. Exactly. Yeah, they lost all kind of steam after that.
I stopped watching.
Up since then.
Takeovers was garbage.
Yep. Everything went downhill after they changed from black and gold, and now that it's the black and silver era, now there's a reason why they changed it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, man.
New belts, new concept. The whole thing. That they put them on the road now. They're not stuck in the performance center anymore.
And
they shut down.
Of the union promo. Come on, KG. Come on now. That's your favorite promo.
The last time you watched the NXT show?
Who, me?
Yeah.
It's been about.
You need to watch it on Tuesday.
It's been about 2 or 3 weeks because last time I watched it, I think it was it's been longer than that because that was I remember watching it when CW was in, and I turned it off.
Watch.
Yes,
about 2 months ago.
Since the CW.
Yeah, dog.
No.
Go ahead and watch it on Tuesday. Make a point.
It's a whole new animal now.
Make a point.
Yeah.
So, KG's on. That's his special assignment, is to go watch the NXT this upcoming Tuesday from bell to bell, and then come back and report out next week and let us know. So, apparently, it's time for us to go.
No, I guess.
Yes, it is time.
I guess it's go. We can stay here. We can stay here for another couple hours.
No, we probably could. But I already got people want to be all up on camera and stuff.
All in the video.
All up in the video, dancing.
Your bonds.
The rest of fire bonds.
I can't say that with her right there.
That's a boy, fool.
Him too.
Oh, trust me. The way they was cussing at Dominic last night, he heard some stuff.
All right, then. Well, the first of all your bonds.
He just said it.
Just